last night, meteorites rained down across numerous rural and urban areas of North America, causing widespread damage and destruction. The president has ordered a national state of emergency and the total evacuation of 11 major cities.
Master, we have destroyed the Autobot spaceship Arclight and are at present securing our area of operations on planet Earth.
Is he within our grasp?
Humans are in peril. How could he possibly stay away?
Fool. His weakness for these vertebrates will bring on the annihilation of the entire Autobot nation.
All citizens must evacuate Central City immediately. Anybody who remains does so at great risk.
We must strike fast while we still hold the advantage of surprise. Do not give Prime an opening to rally his troops.
Decepticon armies are mobilizing forthwith.
Smoke them out. Hunt them down. Leave no rock unturned. Blast them in the air. Smash them on the ground. The time is here to show the universe. Megatron and his Decepticon army rule supreme!
Alright, so we're back. And well, as we mentioned, we're ready to show Derail. But just to clarify one thing, we did mention that we'll be giving away a Gold Founders Pack at 10:30. So in just over, I believe, 40 minutes, if I somehow know the time off my head, probably a little bit less than that. We should clarify how you will be able to, 30 minutes, apologies. I should probably clarify how you are going to be able to enter to win that. So all you have to do is follow us at MMO Transformers on Twitter with the hashtag TestYourMetal. Follow us on Twitch also. If you're already on the Twitch channel, just follow us by clicking the little follow button underneath the video player there. And then pretty much be involved in the chat as well. Random winner will be chosen at 10:30, so let's hope it's you, and then we'll announce it then. So we've moved on over to Derail, our second Founders bot that was released 4 days ago for Founders players. Let's get on into him, Benny.
All right, so unlike Anomaly, Derail is not a very strong, sort of opening up with a negative here, but he's not a one-on-one 2v2 bot. Derail is more of a in the midst of a team bot. Mm-hmm. He is incredibly powerful when it comes to spark burst damage. He has no long range at all, really. He's got a beam gun, where the S-Tech reduces the damage dealt by the target. He's got a mine deployer, which is spark strong. Mines are, as you can see by the health, the damage rating there, 8 out of 8, assuming you hit every mine. Mines are the most powerful weapon in the game, assuming those mines land. And being spark strong, this obliterates enemies. Like you've seen Sparkscape take people down with his flamethrower. It's nothing compared to what Derail can do.
That's why it's called the Big Ban, as you can see under it right there. Goodness me, that's crazy.
The S-Tech is a timed mine, so it'll say 2-second delay, and then the mine blows up, and does very heavy damage.
So I can imagine putting that right in between a team as they're in the middle of a fight, of course. You can probably do, I imagine, just overall damage to everyone in the middle of it.
So Derail feeds off chaos. Of course, that's why in one-on-one situations, it's easy to avoid the mines. But when you have 6 to 8 people fighting in the same area, people will step on them by mistake. Also, if you can use knockbacks and so on, you can knock people onto the mines, etc.
That's a bit evil.
Or if you can immobilize, like Derail himself can do, I'll get to that, then you can immobilize them and drop mines on them. Anyway, the Pulse Blaster is his healing weapon, so he has currently the longest healing range in the game. So while he's deadly up close, he can also, if he does need to escape combat or if he's just catching up, he can provide some healing from afar. The S-Tech removes classified debuffs. So again, if you're playing Derail, keep an eye out for debuff icons with the golden border. Those are the types you can remove. So that goes for DOTs, immobilizers, etc. Powerful utility.
Just before we move on to number 4, so to anyone who did miss the hashtag, probably because I speak too fast in that sense, you can pretty much get involved by tweeting at MMO Transformers on Twitter with the hashtag TestYourMetal. There we go. Said it slow enough that some people might have got that one. So my apologies right there. So yeah, let's move on over to number 4 and see what we've got here.
So number 4, more mines. While 4 is active, he will be periodically dropping mines at his or around his current location. So he basically spreads a minefield around him. Again, it's great in a chaotic fight. He can just scatter the whole area of mines. In maps like Santa Vega, he can cover off whole streets with mines, preventing people from, well, approaching or escaping, really. His 5 is a instant immobilize effect to all nearby enemies. It is, if I remember off the top of my head, 5-second immobilize duration, which is very long, very powerful. And he can get a group with this, so if you get a good immobilize with 5, you can drop your minefield, you can lay your mines, and you can really blow someone up. A good counter to Derail, because 5-second immobilize, very long. Some good counter is, well, 1, stay away from him, don't get close to him, and you'll be all right. Second up is Spark Escape. His Energy Jump Purifier, the AoE Dispel, will be removing this. So if you end up in a close fight with Derail, drop the Purifier to avoid those immobilizes.
So just before we move on, Benny, we're going to need you to move just a little closer. Apparently, the camera is just a little out of shot for you, so you couldn't quite see you. But there we go. We're sorted now, guys.
And his 6 applies a absorb with his Pulse Blaster. So the Pulse Blaster is a charge weapon. So you typically charge a shot for about 1.5 seconds, 2 seconds to build heals. The Energon Energizer applies an absorb every time you heal them, regardless for how much. So with 6, you can start tapping a Pulse Blaster for rapid shots and keep spreading absorbs across the team. With this up, you really want to start spamming your Pulse Blaster. You don't want to charge it up anymore. You just want to lay in the quick hits to keep the absorb going.
So yeah, we're going to the tuning. I imagine you've got him pretty much tuned out, ready to go. So yeah, that would just take us through it.
So tuning, he is a natural defensive bot. As you could see, he doesn't really have any self-healing abilities in his bot form. He does have one on the vehicle equipment. So I'm not relying too much on heals, which means that to go defensive, I'm going to focus on Spark Strength or Shield Strength. I've chosen Spark. Because I don't need... So resistance, again, synergizes very well with getting healed. I don't expect to get healed that much, so I'm going to rely on my bigger pulls instead. And I'm going to buff up my Spark damage. Derail is worth pointing out, mines can't critically hit. So focus is, unless you're doing a lot of beam gun damage and a lot of pulse blasting, which those are, to be honest, his secondary weapons, you want to go in with a mine deployer. That's where your real strength lies. So focus is not a recommended stat for him. If you want to go damage, Spark is the way to go.
So if we go into your power cores, what we got here?
So power cores, I will be in the midst. I have a fairly big health pool. I have pretty good base resistance, 17 as you can see down here. So I can take a fair amount of damage anyway, and I rely on... So I use this power core to generate S-take as a take damage. And I reflect some of that. Because I don't build resistance, the critical reflector scales well. So again, you're spreading more damage around me. And because I don't have any heals on my own, I've got Repair Patch.
Yeah, try and get him right back into the fight as such. So just before we go into game, I just want to answer a question from the stream chat. So One Man Pro Show asks, so this weekend event the first ever for the game? And we should say it isn't. Last weekend, this is the second one, but last weekend we did a 24-hour live stream, which also included double XP, as well as skill score and refer a friend competitions. And of course now this going over to this weekend, we also have double XP going on to this one. So, and as well as the refer a friend and skill score stuff. So get involved in that. So just one more question for you, Benny. We haven't touched on the vehicle mode abilities for Derail, so do we be able to quickly touch on that?
So the vehicle equipment is a overtime heal effect. So it's Derail's only way to provide self-healing.
Similar to
Triage and Hotwire.
Yeah, Hotwire was the one I was not thinking of, but yeah, there you go, that's perfect.
His vehicle weapon does omni damage. It's a very long range. It's a hold to charge weapon. So he's actually, so if you, again, he doesn't have any long range weapons in bot form, but he does in vehicle form. So if you do need to provide damage from afar, then vehicle's the way to go with him. He's also quite a slow moving vehicle. So as people might know, all vehicles have a damage reduction on them. So depending on how fast they are and so on, acceleration rates, etc., they provide different reductions. Derail is at the top of the chart, reducing damage by 30% in vehicle form. Which again provides a bit of tankiness to him. So Derail plays very well in a team of bots who want to go in close and cause havoc. So Flatline, Conduit mismatch. All good partners for Derail. He doesn't want to be roaming. He doesn't want to go in with a team of, say, drive-bys and dust storms, really.
Yep.
Well, at least not one focusing on those bots. You can certainly have a dust storm, a drive-by, but he doesn't want to be the only big guy in the team.
No doubt about that. So, got a question from the chat from Spy97, basically asking, can you download a client for this or on Steam? So, you can play the game in the current browser, but you can also download a client version of the game at transformersuniverse.com/download. That'll give you a quick download client, and then you can pretty much, as G-Dog mentioned earlier, experience the game in a more, I guess, a better experience, because the client's a lot more dedicated to the game, whereas a browser has to do many other multiple things. So the client, I think it's safe to say, is recommended for a better playing experience in that sense. So also looking about, where was the other question I saw? I saw a question somewhere and it's probably gone because everyone's speaking too fast, but we'll go into the outer base, the Decepticon outer base, and pretty much take a little look around here, and while we wait for the queues to kick on in, and before we show off Derail, of course.
Yep.
So pretty excited to see him, of course. The first time I've seen Derail since he came out 4 days ago for founder members. Of course, you can get these characters as well as others and any upcoming one by getting the Founders Pack on the Transformers Universe website. Feel free to take a look at that and see if that interests you, and if you do get them, you get a whole load of other bonuses as well, so make sure to grab them if you want to, of course. Oh, so apparently, according to the chat, someone did actually play with you yesterday. I have played with Goavotron yesterday. We were kicking the Autobots' butts, so I don't know if that name brings back any memories for you, but apparently someone did play with you yesterday. So it's an awesome little experience. That's a huge vehicle, goodness me.
Yes.
Wow. So, as we did talk about the vehicle abilities just a few moments ago, but pretty much you can see this is the huge Derail vehicle with the boost actually coming off the top there, the pipe at the top. That's awesome.
Yeah, so as you can see, his acceleration is not the best. He makes up for that with damage reduction. So we can feel Meteor Storm. Unlike what I would do with when playing, say, Showdown or Anomaly, where I'm kind of sticking to a point, just holding it on my own. With Derail, I want to be part of a duo, ideally. Like, he is quite tanky. I can certainly hold a point and wait for reinforcements, but I'm not going to be the lone defender. I want to be ideally in groups of 2.
Absolutely.
And if I can play with someone like Conduit, even better, because they can provide immobilizers for me, which will be very, very strong with my Mind Deployer.
So just doing a little mini submission right now in the outer base, where, as you can see, Benny and others are basically just repairing the troopers pretty much spread out around the map right now, quick repairing, and then they'll finish that quick little mission. That's nice little add-ins while you queue up and do other things in the outer base. And there you go. So you can pretty much go towards your relic bar as well, and it'll give you, specifically do a specific amount of relics, if I remember correctly, when you hit that bar at the top.
Yeah,
adds to missions.
Yeah, so the complete objectives will fill up that little bar, and every time you reach the top, you'll get a relic. Of course, some bigger missions will provide you a chunk of relics, like defeating a Terracon Reckoner.
So you can see right now Benny doing a little bit of mining, which we did talk about a little bit earlier. And just to clarify, just to mention as well that any upcoming warriors in the game that will be released will all be announced on TransformersUniverse.com. So make sure you keep an eye on that for all the latest news that comes your way.
While waiting, I can show off the mine S-Tech, which is the timed mine.
Oh yeah? Oh, okay.
So when these hit the center, it blows up in a big blast. So the time is 2 seconds. So you don't want to use it against movable targets. That's why he's so strong with someone like Conduit who can immobilize. And yeah, at level 2, mine S-Tech against an unshielded target is almost certain death.
As you saw, the 8 out of 8 health stat for that particular mine, and as you mentioned as well, Benny, with the immobilize, the 5-second immobilize you can put down, that gives you the perfect opportunity to, if you get that close, to put those mines down, pretty much unleash chaos amongst those enemies.
Yeah. So good bots again to counter Derail with, if you're playing against him, would be Sparkscape, who can dispel immobilizers, or Showdown, who can provide shields to allies. So when those mines do drop. Again, they're spark strong, so they don't do quite that much against shields. They are 3 out of 8, so they still do the same amount of damage as a shotgun would do. But for relative to the spark pool, you're saving a lot of damage by having their shield up.
So here go the mines right now.
Yeah, so 77 there on, an overkill on.
Yeah, a bit of an overkill. Goodness me. So I think there was a question about the stream schedule. So after the stream, the 4-hour stream here, we still have a little while to go. We will be handing over to Chris Barassa in the US, and he will also be doing a 4-hour stream as well. So there's a lot to look out for tonight from the Transformers Universe Twitch page. Do not worry about that one. So how long before Derail's mines despawn is a question.
30 seconds.
There we go. So straight off the bat, just going to pluck up questions from the Twitch chat as they come through, but at the same time as well, I mean, I'm excited to see Derail's mines on a player, because of the stats. I just want to see him get absolutely obliterated by it. So, of course, you know, we have to hope it goes our way, of course, for that to happen, but it should be good fun when we get into it. But right now, a bit of out-of-base stuff. You can see a relic that is pretty much an inch away from being full.
Yeah, so this is his 4, which drops these spiky mines around me. Those do omni damage. So while I have spec into spark damage, I'm not improving my 4 mines with that damage.
So obviously, just to clarify, omni damage is a combine between shield and spark
yeah, so
damage.
an omni damaging weapon does equal damage to shield and spark.
Yep.
Yeah, so it applies to these mines.
So this is, as we mentioned, there's a lot of damage. There's the S-Tech of the mine, just obliteration, and there you go, relics +1. And of course, that bar's almost just refilled itself just from that mission. So just as you mentioned, some missions do award a little bit more. In that situation, you almost filled it up immediately just from that one mission again.
Yep. And here's the vehicle equipment, just a heal of time.
Oh yeah, of course, here's self-healing, which you did mention. That's a good point. So just to mention, as I mentioned about Chris taking over the stream in the US, to clarify the stream times, they are between 2 and 2.5 hours after the stream goes offline. So most specifically, 1:30 a.m. in BST, so British Standard Time, and then at 5:30 p.m. in the PDT, which is Pacific something time, I think. I might be completely wrong with my time zones. I'm horrific with them. But you can also see the information at the bottom of the video on the Twitch TV page as well, just to give you a heads up. So yeah, you pretty much see you and a lot of other guys, even Pixel Spark, Clanker, Loxes, and Dark, all getting involved in this little mission here. Good fun.
Right. Also worth noting is that the 4, his minefield equipment, will carry across the vehicle form. So if you're escaping as Derail, you hit 4 and then start driving off. So start dropping our mines, and as they chase us, they will keep running over these mines.
So how many mines there again? Just to clarify, is it just consistent, or is there a timer?
Yeah, so you have a little buffer. If I recall correctly, it's 5 mines, and they spawn. I'm tempted to say every 1.5 seconds, but I haven't looked at his numbers in a while.
But you can pretty much see for yourself that it is pretty consistent. And another question, do those mines stay for up death? So if you happen to respawn, will they still be there?
No, so if if Derail is defeated, his mines will despawn.
Okay. There you go. So let's see where we go from here.
Right, so we had 2 Autobots, they have disappeared.
Which is fine, but as we mentioned, because of the high score level with you in Ice Trap, it will expand the search a lot more.
Ice Trap is level 30 something, so we're sitting quite high up in the skill score brackets.
So, a question from Far Cry 24: Why does the shield only recover in bot mode and not in vehicle mode?
So, from playtesting, so it used to. Many months ago, we used to regenerate health and shield while moving in vehicle form. So you can still stop the vehicle and will start regenerating. However, it was far too an effective tactic to kind of just go into vehicle form and drive around the map and just avoid combat and repair at the same time. So because so in a chase fight, you tend not to have all that much uptime with your vehicle weapons. So you get a few hits, then you take a corner, you wait a little while, get a few more hits, take a corner. When we regenerated shields in vehicle form, taking those corners meant they pretty much healed up everything you lost in the meantime, and you just end up with.
So you can just imagine this from a gameplay perspective. So you take someone down low, or your team takes someone down low, but if they manage to drive if you manage to drive around so much, you would regenerate that health back. And you can imagine it might be a bit of a pain, but you can imagine also that it's a lot easier that they'll still remain low until they stand still. And if they stand still, they're open for attacks.
Yeah. So we had too many stalemates pretty much when we let the shields and health regenerate while moving. So the idea is that you escape in vehicle form, and then you take cover either by stopping or transform back to robot. So when escaping, when you do take those corners, it's good to do a little quick transformation, regenerate a little bit of shield, and back into vehicle form again.
So a question from C's. Any plans to support gamepads in the future?
Long term, yes. We don't have any. We talked about it. We've been trying out a little bit in the office, and long term we'll do. But I don't have any dates on what it will be.
But there you go. And I will say this as a final reminder, potentially. 10 minutes left until we do announce who will win the Gold Founders Pack giveaway. All you have to do to get involved is tweet at us at MMO Transformers on Twitter with the hashtag TestYourMetal, as well as follow us on Twitch, and also as well, because we love everyone who loves to get involved with what they're seeing. So we are in game, currently 3v3 as we're looking at it on Horizon Plaza with Meteor Storm. We already have talked about the game modes, but just do a quick rundown of it again, Benny.
Right, so Meteor Storm is a node control game mode. As the game starts, 3 meteors will crash in, and you need to claim these meteors by just standing in the proximity. And every 5 minutes they will move location. While holding Meteor, you score points for your team. So it's pretty much go to sides A, B, or C and take control of it. If you're in combat, you can still claim a point, but you do so very, very slowly. So if you play a relatively small squishy bot and come up in a fight around control point, you don't need to stay in the proximity. As long as you keep your enemy in combat, you're still doing a good job. So you don't have to kind of be in the midst, even if you play something like Catapult or Dust Storm.
And we should mention, of course, every 5 minutes the meteors do rotate, which means there's an added layer of variety to the maps, because the gameplay changes around the locations, and after those 5 minutes the locations change, so it can all be mixed up. So here we go, Meteor number 8 immediately underway.
So the first one spawns in the same location every time, so I'm just going to prep the entrance here with some mines in case robots on the way. Again, these are Spark Strong 9, so these won't do too much damage, but just a little bit of poke as they come in. I'm going to let Ice Trap do most of the roaming here. My vehicle, as you've seen, is not really fast enough to dart quickly between points. While I'm not a good one-on-one bot, I can hold my own and hope that backup arrives.
As the perfect example.
So again, Derail really wants to have group fights.
Yes.
He loves group fights, and he likes tight maps like Santa Vega. Oh, we've got Nexus 5 here.
Here we go, Nexus 5.
Who happens to be an excellent one-on-one bot with his meltdown. So he's using his repellers. I can't really drop any mines around him, but I will, as soon as that goes away, which should be very soon. There we go. Immobilize him and drop the minefield.
And remember, sorry, you've got this 5 second immobilize, so it's immediately going to pump all the damage possible. You've got team support coming in as well, and of course you've just dropped the minefield, so you are definitely holding your own, as you mentioned, and doing a great job right here against Nexus. There's the S-Tech. There's some nice damage there. The S-Tech minefield just going out. She's like, look at all the mines. This is a death trap right now. Brilliant. As we go on the chase right here for Nexus.
So while chasing, I'm also going to use my vehicle repair.
Yep. And there you go. Nicely done. Oh, of course, that's a great point. We should mention, as you mentioned, the self-repair. The only way that your bot can self-repair is during that vehicle mode. And that was a better opportune time to do it, of course. So here we go now against Death Combs. Apologies.
Let's see if we can get immobilize on him.
There we
don't
go.
actually need it now. So that was a bit of wasted equipment, but it's 30-second cooldown, so it's not too long until we can do it again.
You can see that
we've ended up all of us roaming now, so we lost C.
Of course, that is something you need to think about as a team. Obviously, as we saw last weekend in the tournament, you guys, Magenta Fist, did a fantastic job in your rotations and communication and making sure that while you committed to fight, you didn't leave your points wide open. And in this situation, you left C open, but you'll see if you guys can do something now. So here we go, big fight here. Fast Side trying to hold his own.
Right, so his shields are down, which means it's mine time. Although I'm going a little bit low. So I'm using my vehicle heal. So again, 30% reduction in vehicle form is very strong on its own. And the self heal goes away if I transform, which is why I did a little loop around there to avoid some damage.
Your team have kept them away, so you can start to secure C now as you continue to do so. There's the heal on Mo. Getting a little bit of shield back, charge it up. And badoom, more heal for him, and you'll get C. And now, during that, all the scuffle, you've lost B. So it always
so
keeps changing.
we end up with a 4v4 fight here, which is, or at least 4 of our people in the same location, which is not ideal. I would go to A. Yeah, let's go ahead.
Yeah, so we've got
so we're leaving C alone. C is very close to our spawn, so the farthest one away for them. So hopefully they won't go to that first. And look at the radar, they are moving towards B anyway.
Alright, so here you go.
Nexus. So I'm using my beam tech to just lower his damage output. Right, repeller down. I'm gonna just immobilized.
Oh,
It's fine. I'm gonna let that repeller go out because I want to be close to him. I want to drop those mines.
yep. And of course, drop the immobilization as well.
Yep.
There you go. And
Right,
just
so
a
we
few
got
moments.
immobilized.
So there's the mines going down right there. Nice little bit of teamwork from you and Mo. And here comes
Right, he's
next
lower, so
teammate.
let's swap to Butterfists.
Butterfists. Wonderful.
Threatening name.
Wonderful, threatening name. Unfortunately, a hot knife will go for a butter right now for Mr. Butterfist. He's in big trouble. See if we can finish him off right now. Oh, the
stranded.
stuck. He should die. There's no way he's going to get out of that. Surely with a 4. There you go. Mo picks it up. And now you can pick up the A site now. But the meteors will begin to change in 47 seconds. So the
well,
map
they
will
are a
change.
bit delayed. So
They're a bit delayed, my
yeah, so
apologies.
it's not exactly on 25.
Of course, because they take time to come into play. That's
Yeah,
right.
and they drop sequentially as well, so they don't all change at the same time.
Okay.
So when you have, so even if you don't keep track of the time, when one disappears, the next 2 will follow shortly.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's a great point, of course. As we wait to see what is happening currently, is Benny and his team doing a good job right now, keeping the points coming on in. Just jump over that little wall that's in your way.
So unfortunately, we don't get to see Derail in his best environment right now.
Would you say he's more suited for elimination or just the map?
Yes, I'd say elimination or sticking with a conduit. So we don't have any mobilized on our team, well, except for Rampart's grenade launcher, which I haven't seen him use. So we don't have anything that really synergizes well with my mines at the moment. So Derail is not a bot you want to tack on to the end of the team. He's a bot you want to keep in mind when building the team in the first place. That's not to say that he's weak by any means. We've had some great success with Derail. But he is more of a, again, he's more of a bot that just flourishes in group fights.
So you can see right now, obviously, with the mines going down on A, all points under your control right now. A lot closer than the previous game where we had, where we showed off Anomaly. It's a bit more intense in that sense, but still nice lead for your teams because you have all 3, well, you did have all 3 sites, but immediately you've just lost 2 of them. So there you go, your mines, right into the back.
Yeah, so Ice Trap is off to collect some points now. Oh, we didn't have a Rampart at all, sorry. We had Hotwire. Even less immobilizers then.
So you will remember that when we last mentioned the stats in the Autobot versus Decepticon battle since the stream started, G-Dog told you guys that the Autobots were slightly winning in the overall wins, and I can tell you that they are still remaining ahead, just slightly. But we can also tell you as well that the last time we told you the Decepticons did have more kills, but they were losing in wins. They are now also losing in kills. The Autobots are very slightly ahead in kills as well. But a dominant Autobot lead right now on both sides of the fins. But it can all change, of course. So here we go right back into the action.
I'm going to abandon my position there. They have 2 points. Ice Trap just died, and Mo is going low. So let's just help the team out a little bit here.
So Mo trying to obviously just give him a little bit more help.
And they of course took A as soon as I left. So they have all 3 points, which is not good. Let's go back to A and see if we can reclaim that. Yeah, I think I saw, no, he's still there. 2 of them are.
Oh, this could be a bit dangerous, but obviously just want to try
So just focusing on reducing overclock's damage here.
2v2. Immobilized there on Butterfist.
And I'm going to just around the corner here and top up a little bit. And then back into the fight. We now have Mo with us. Right, so I'm gonna apply. Don't leave.
No, that's the worst.
Oh.
That was a story. If I remember, it was a story that I remember Tron and G-Dog talking about. That they're like, when they play in PvP matches, they're sometimes when trying to heal someone, they run away and you don't want them to. And in that situation, unfortunately, Mo ran away. So can quick get the heals off right there. But this is a nice comeback by the Autobots. I gotta give it to them right now. They're doing a good job. Oh.
Right, so I got my vehicle
Self-heal
healed back
up in 2 seconds.
2 seconds.
Hide in the trees to try and keep yourself going. And you survive. Nicely done.
Although I can't really go back into defend that
No,
point.
you can't. You really can't.
I can try. Let's see how they're doing. It's only overclock left. I want some shields. I can immobilize and drop some mines on him.
The very least.
I know there was both of them left. Never mind.
Oh,
Right, so
man.
hopefully we can take B. If they leave their position here, I will take it. Oh, they got. Oh no, we have a second one coming in. Right. We don't want that. We want to take B and C. All right, and we have more people coming in. Right, so I'm leaving that point.
And C's actually being lost as well, which is obviously not ideal for your
Yeah, no,
team.
this is not good at all.
But you're gonna go try and deviate your tactics right here.
Yeah, so I got my fullback up again. So while they're fighting 2v2 over there, I'm gonna see if I can find an empty spot.
There is a nice empty base for you right now, with B under control. But while we see B being tallied up, I can give you an update on the recruit a friend competition. So I can give you all 10. I will give you the all 10 results. Going from top to bottom, Abysmu still leads, but this is the current standings as they are. Abysmu is tied up with Ami Cage at 51, Bionica with a little crosswind at positions 3 and 4, 7th Key with 37 in 5th place, Jabby 1 at 6th place with 34, Mungry Prime at 7th with 33, Donuts at 30 with in position number 8, in position 9 is Ultra Suckness with 22, and then number 10 is Robin Hood RS at 19. So back to the action right now. Your team are getting some points back, which is completely ideal, of course, because you need to keep that lead going.
Yeah.
As we did see as well, the crazy little fight you're involved in right there.
I'm just trying to keep Nexus in combat here, so I'm not really trying to kill him yet. He is Meltdown, who is a very good one-on-one bot. So I'm not going to rely on winning that fight. I can now reduce his damage a bit. With that, hopefully mobilize him and drop some mines. Oh, he had his repeller back.
Oh, so yeah, his repeller's back.
Good repel. So to his credit, I got my heal back.
Your self-heal is back.
I can see. Oh, they have 3 people here now. That's actually good. We should be able to take A and C while they.
So yeah, during that time, obviously, you've completely distracted them. Allow 3 of them, in fact, to come over to B to try and deal with you. And in that meantime, now you can go over with your team, hopefully, to A and try and get another point back and keep that lead going.
Right, so as Icetrap mentioned in chat here, he's probably listening to the stream, he does actually have Immobilize. He's got a power core that immobilizes when he gets a critical hit on a slow target.
So here comes the mines here. You and Icetrap trying to hold on right now. This is getting intense. Obviously, you will try and heal him for the duration.
I'm gonna stay and defend here and let myself. No time for that.
Oh,
right. So he's repelled now. Good. So that means that I have my equipment left for when that wears off. Let's just stop him taking the point. Oh no, too late. Right. Well, we got immobilized. We're dropping mines.
There goes the S-Tech.
He reduced some of the damage to his vehicle
Yeah,
form.
he just got away there.
But we're taking the point back.
All the mines are just, and this is what we mentioned with Derail as well. He's just got those mines around the base. It's not, not really a lot to deal with. But for the meantime, 773 to 529, and its game is getting pretty intense right now. You're falling very low. Oh no, just not to be sniped by Farsight right there. A very appropriate name for a sniper, to say the very least. So while we quickly put on repair pack, ready to go right back in, I can bring you a quick update on the skill score competition from Autobots levels 1 to 10. Currently, here are the top 5. Little Crosswind is on 80, Marvelous is on 73, Fast Batchup is on 73, Skidjack is on 72, and Max Fab is on 72 also. And then from levels 11 to 20, oh, excuse me, Ice Trap is on 78, Killick is on 77, Emperor is on 76, Brutalisk is on 75, and TJ David is on 75 also. But back to the game right now, you guys are looking very good on the lead.
Yeah, we're losing C now.
But you are losing C, yes.
But we got beyond control, we got 2 people over there, 3.
Oh, Butterfist has just walked right into death.
That's death, yes.
No chance for him right there, unfortunately. All going right into the, well, to death, to say the very least. And
yeah, if I can immobilize the target on Spark, happy days for me.
Here's
And
Nexus
here's
5.
Nexus again. Let's see if we can. No repelling. I got Mo coming in for some assistance here.
Currently, as the score stands, your team will win because you have the higher point output. You are in the lead. You're getting there though, but it can all change with the time counting down. But again, as the count goes up, it's going to look better and better for you guys right now. It's all flying in, to say the very least. So back into A we go with Butterfist. Butterfist wants revenge for that death he had just a few moments ago. In goes the immobilizers with the mines as well. He's just absorbing everything. That's all he can do.
So those mines, while they are a spark strong weapon, they do have some pretty decent damage output even against shields, which is why I'm using them.
And yourself here is in effect right now. We've just obviously broken that by switching back out.
Right, so
Try and heal Ice Trap.
I'm using my 6 here on Ice Trap now and a Mo. So I'm just spamming the pulse blaster now to quickly apply those absorbs. I don't need to heal him up right now. There we go. He got the kills. So the absorb applied from the pulse blaster is big enough to be worth just tapping rather than fully healing.
You can see the points are actually going in favour of the Autobots right now, but I don't think it's going to make that much difference. It's going to make it a lot closer though in a bit of a fight here on A. They're trying to put everything they can into this, but your team have just done a fantastic job to the very least. And we actually have a friend invite while playing. Oh man, unfortunately that does happen when you're on stream. You know, people want to be your friend and get involved, but right now there's massive action going on while all of this is going on. But I think that's going to be the end of it.
Sounds like
Are you going to survive?
For another second?
Yeah, you'll be fine. And there you go. Awesome match. Now there was a look at Derail for you guys, and is it possible that we can get the scores up from 21 plus? Just to, yep, if possible, that'd be awesome. All right, here we go. So we have the top 5. Just want to read the top 5 from Autobots levels 21 plus currently in the skill scores. So at 78 we have Smokescreen. At 77 we have Redeem. At 77 also we have Heal Your Face. At 75 is Gorgoth, and at 74 is Risco. So yeah, that pretty much sums up the Autobot skill score competition at the moment. It is still ongoing, so make sure to keep playing and try and get yourself those high score levels. But that was a look at Derail. Now we're going to pretty much take on over to a little video taking you guys through Monsoons.